Let's get ready for Mike's Night at the Fights.
Here with undefeated junior welterweight sensation Chris Algeri, victorious at the Paramount Theater here in Huntington, New York. 12th pro victory over the tough Brian Jargle, New York renowned journeyman, stepping it up. So, tell us, you had a tough fight out there, put on a pure boxing exhibition. You had Winky right in the house, who gives his wonderful assessment, gave you a good assessment of tonight's fight, said you look real good. Tell us, how's it feel?
I feel good. I feel good. It was good. It was good to get 10 rounds in. You know, he was a tough guy, but I really thought I had him. Like I said out there, I started a little too early. I think I caught him to the body, and really, kind of thought I was definitely going to get him. And I think, I should have held out a little bit longer. He's a strong kid, very strong. Real tough.
You maintained composure for roughly about 6-7 rounds before you could really open up. Obviously, he had a very, very good movement, rough head. Tell us, where does this patience come from? Does it come mostly from your conditioning, or is it just boxing experience? Because it's only 12 fights. It's pretty...
You know what it is? I study the game. I say that boxing is the fastest chess game in the world. So, you got to be out there thinking, and I try and think and set things up. If I'm out there and it doesn't look like I'm doing something, I'm always working. I'm always thinking. I'm always trying to set something up.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, you straight, right? You got everything?
I'm always out there thinking. Even if I'm not necessarily doing something, I'm setting something up. Because you got to think ahead and you got to set things up. Because it's a dangerous sport. You can't just go out there and wing shots.
Where do we go from here? You're past the double-digit win. Are we going to start stepping up? Now, Brian was a very, very big step up in competition. Anybody who knows anything about the New York fight scene, they know him. Where do we go from here? You're going to start looking more towards title contention?
Absolutely. I think this was a step up. A lot of people were calling this a test, and I definitely think there's people out there who probably didn't think I was ready for this. But the truth is I am. And it is time to step it up. I'm trying to surpass the other prospects and really get into contender status. I don't want to be a prospect anymore. I want to be a contender for a legitimate standing at 140 and eventually look for a world title.
Where are you training out of right now?
I'm training out of Belmore Kickboxing with trainers Keith Trimble and Tim Lane.
Now, you mentioned before, you were a world kickboxing champion.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
Okay.
2-time world champion kickboxer, 2 different weight classes, 2 different organizations.
Was that the World Combat League?
No, that was with the ISKA and the WK, the World Kickboxing Association.
You don't see too many boxers going kickboxing. I remember years back, Troy Dorsey.
Yes,
one of them.
world champion.
Yeah, wonderful fighter. Had wars with Jorge Paez. But nowadays, everything, all attention's on mixed martial artists, dibbling, dabbling with the boxing game. Tell us, from a kickboxing perspective, how different is it between boxing and kickboxing?
I said it in the ring too. It's really about speed. Boxing is much quicker. The hand speed, because there's so many punches being thrown. Kicks kind of slow things down. Also the conditioning is a lot higher in boxing. You got 3-minute rounds versus 2-minute rounds. But a lot of the things are also the same. You can still punch, you can still box. You still defense is important. It's just got some feet to watch out for too.
Do you think it gives you a slight edge when how many? Well, first off, how many kickboxing fights did you have?
I had 20 kickboxing fights.
Do you feel that gives you an edge in the professional boxing end?
Of course. I mean, I don't have an amateur boxing background, so I kind of use my kickboxing as my background. Also, that's why we're moving as fast as we are. I got 12 fights, so I was just fighting for to get 20 fights. It was pretty tough. My team thinks we can do that because I have that experience.
Now, sparring. Who are you? Are you sparring with any world-class contenders that are?
For this last fight, actually, I worked with Louis Collazo. We got a bunch of rounds in. Louis great over at Universal Gym in Ozone Park. And then a lot of local guys. I've worked with Vivian Harris in the past. Actually, when I was in Vegas with Tim Lane, I worked with Canelo Alvarez. That was some good sparring. But really, just use a lot of local guys, and then every once in a while, when the world-class guys come up, you got to travel and get to work in.
And 2 last questions. We always like to know young prospects that are moving up the ladder. What inspires you to become a fighter? What drives you?
Drives me? Man, I love the sport. I really do love boxing. It hasn't always been best to me, but I really love the sport. I grew up watching it with my family, my grandfather, and I think I've loved it, since then. And I'm just really happy that I'm able to perform at this level, you know, in something that I love to do.
What does it mean to hear Chris Algeri, champion of the world? How important is that?
Oh man, I just got chills. I just got chills when you said that. But I mean, I still got it. But I think that's something that's really in reach, and my team and myself, I think we all agree that that's what we're here for. You know, I don't know what else people ask me, like, why do I do this? To be world champion. What other reason is there? You know, I'm not boxing just to to be a local hero. I don't want to do that. I want to be a world hero. You know, I'm not doing this to be, you know, the champ of Long Island. I want to be the champ of the world.
Well, we wish you a lot of luck. Seems like you got a nice, long, and outstanding career ahead of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.